Hi everyone, I'm Noel Foy, author of ABC Worry Free. Even when I can't be at your school or read this book to you in person, we can still be together and enjoy the story. So let's get started. ABC Worry Free by Noel Foy, illustrated by Olga and Oleski Ivanov. There was nothing Max enjoyed more than playing outside with his friends. Today, they played his favorite game of all, hide and seek. 1, 2, 3, Casey shouted as Max and Sam sprinted to hide. Sam hid behind a large rock. Max crouched between two large bushes. Ready or not, here I come, Casey shouted as she ran to find her friends. Max peered through the bushes and thought, best hiding spot ever. But little did Max know, something else lurked in the bushes that day. Uh-oh, guess who found Max first? A swarm of bees. Ouch, stop, help, cried Max. But the bees would not listen and flew right up his shirt. Max ran inside screaming, I got stung! His mom rushed to his side with an ice pack as their dog Snuffy fetched Max a box of tissues. I'm never playing outside again, Max sobbed, wiping his tears. I know it hurts, said Max's mom, comforting him with a warm hug. But playing inside forever doesn't sound very fun. We'll see about that, Max bawled. That night, Max couldn't sleep. At last, he turned to Snuffy, who lay in her doghouse beside Max's bed. What am I going to do, Snuffy? How will I tell my friends? I'm afraid to play outside. Snuffy was busy chewing on a dog bone, and it gave Max an idea. That's it, Snuffy. I'll just say I'm busy. The following day, when Casey asked Max to ride bikes, can you guess what Max said? Oh, I'm busy today. I have to clean my room. But do you think Max really cleaned his room? Nope. He just sat by the window and watched his friends ride bikes. The next day wasn't so different. When Sam asked him to play street hockey, can you guess what Max told him? Sorry, I'm busy. I have to check my dog for fleas. But do you think Max really checked Snuffy for fleas? Nope. Once again, he sat by the window and watched his friends play outside. It must be tough watching your friends have fun without you, said Max's mom. I bet they'd understand how you feel. Why don't you go out and join them? But all Max could think was, why don't I jump in a beehive while I'm at it? Later that afternoon, Max found his older brother Chris teaching Snuffy a new trick. Snuffy, fetch, Chris commanded. In a flash, Snuffy darted to the kitchen and returned with a box of cookies. Way to go, Snuffy, exclaimed Chris, handing her a treat. How'd she learn that? Asked Max. It's just a little trick I taught her. You'd be surprised what you can teach someone with the right attitude. Do you think you could teach someone to worry less? Chris chuckled. Absolutely, as long as they're not afraid to learn something new. Easy for him to say, Max thought. He's not afraid of anything. On the bus ride home from school the next day, Max sat by himself at the front of the bus. His friends were in the back, in their usual spot. What's up with Max? Asked Casey. First he won't play with us, now he won't sit with us. I know, Sam huffed. Do you think he needs our help? They both looked at Max sitting all alone. What could they do? Suddenly, a thought crept into Casey's head. I have an idea. When Max got home, he heard a loud knock, knock. He opened the door to find Sam and Casey. Can you guess what they asked him to play? Hide and seek. Max was so excited, he jumped right out of his sneakers. But Max quickly remembered what happened the last time he played outside. Sorry, I can't today. I have to help my sister organize her sock drawer. But do you think Max really helped his sister organize her sock drawer? Let's not be ridiculous. For the third straight day, he sat by the window and watched his friends play outside. But today was even worse. They were playing his favorite game of all. "This stinks," Max shouted. He wandered into his brother's bedroom where Chris was teaching Snuffy a new high-five trick. "Can I play with you guys?" he asked. "Sure," said Chris, "but wouldn't you rather be playing hide-and-seek with your friends?" "I'm never playing outside again," Max mumbled. "But you love hide-and-seek." Max shook his head. "Not since I got stung by that bee." I think it's time you learned a little trick that helped me overcome my fear." Max's jaw dropped to the floor. "You? You're not afraid of anything." Chris chuckled. "Of course I am. I used to be afraid of dogs, if you can believe it." "Dogs?" cried Max. "But you're not afraid of Snuffy." Chris smiled. "Not anymore, thanks to ABC Worry Free." "ABC Worry Free?" asked Max. "How does it work?" "It all starts with the letter A," Chris began. "A stands for accept. You have to accept your fears in order to face them. It's perfectly normal to be afraid of bees, but if we let fear stop us from doing what we love, we're worrying too much." "B stands for breathe," Chris continued. "Remember to take slow, deep breaths when you're feeling anxious. I like to imagine I'm smelling something amazing like this pizza." Chris held a slice to his nose and inhaled a deep for the count of 1, 2, 3. "Now, let's cool it down." And he exhaled a slow as he counted back from 3, 2, 1. "Now you try," he said. Max inhaled a deep and blew out a slow to cool off his own slice of yummy pizza. "Now you're ready for the third letter," said Chris. "C stands for change. To face our fears, it helps to change the way we think about them. Instead of worrying about getting stung, imagine all the fun you'll have playing outside with your friends. Does that make sense?" "I think so," said Max. "You're saying I need to accept my fear, breathe to stay calm, and change my thoughts when I'm worried." "That's it!" Chris exclaimed, high-fiving Max and Snuffy. "But make sure to practice this when you're not scared. That way you'll be ready when you are." The next morning, Max got busy practicing his new trick. A for accept, B for breathe, C for change. He kept repeating. A for accept, B for... Just then, something buzzed above Max's head. "It can't be," he thought. "I'm inside." But sure enough it was, a bee in Max's bedroom. Max was so scared he hid inside Snuffy's doghouse. He even started panting like a dog. His heart beat like a drum as all of his old fears came rushing back. But this time, Max knew how to face them. Boldly, Max crawled out from the doghouse, finally willing to accept his fear. "It's okay to feel scared," he said to himself as he got dressed. Next, he took several deep breaths to stay calm. Lastly, he changed his way of thinking. "I can handle my worry," he told the bee. "I'll stay out of your nest and you stay out of mine." The bee didn't like being spoken to that way, so it circled Max's head and buzzed noisily around his ear. But Max stood tall and exclaimed, "No more missing fun with my friends." The bee was so scared, he flew right out the window. Max burst through the door and ran outside to join his friends once more. "Ready or not, here I come," he shouted. And that's how Max learned to manage his fears. I bet you have some worries too. Maybe you're worried about bees like Max or dogs like his brother Chris. Or maybe you're worried about germs or sleepovers or going to the doctor or trying out for a team Or maybe you're worried about something in school, like taking a test. I know I used to be really worried about making mistakes, especially in school. No matter what your worries are, you can do something about them. And the ABC strategy is one thing that you can try with your worries. To learn more about the ABC strategy and topics such as anxiety, executive function, and your beautiful brain, be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos. You can also visit me at Neuro Noel on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was great to be together. And remember, less stress, more joy. See you soon.